Welcome to the Florida Department of Financial Services Division of Consumer Services presentation on hurricane preparedness. Through this presentation, we will discuss tips and procedures to help you better prepare for a hurricane and make sure that you have the resources to insure, secure, and recover after a storm. Florida Chief Financial Officer Jeff Atwater and the Department of Financial Services want to give you the knowledge to protect your family, home, and finances and make sure you are well prepared for a hurricane. During this presentation, we will discuss, are you prepared? Steps to take before hurricane season, homeowners insurance and reviewing your policy, flood insurance, what to do after a hurricane, with information on the claims process, and certain frauds and scams to be aware of during hurricane season. Please click on a topic to continue the presentation. Hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th with a peak period from early August through the end of October. There are a number of things you can do before hurricane season to prepare your home and finances. Make sure your property and belongings are adequately covered through your homeowner's insurance. Create an itemized list of your belongings including costs, purchase date, and serial numbers, and attach receipts if possible, especially for big-ticket items. You may also wish to make a video of personal property you own. Always remember, you may have to prove you owned a particular item, and a video showing it located inside your home is a great way to do so. Our Homeowner's Insurance Toolkit can help you document your belongings through a detailed property inventory table with a room-by-room categorization to provide complete and accurate information to your insurer. Remember to withdraw money as soon as you hear a storm is approaching. Since carrying or keeping large amounts of cash in your home can be unsafe, take out only as much as you may need. Financial institutions typically close for at least 2 days after a direct hit by a hurricane, and ATMs may be out even longer. If you pay bills online or by phone, try to pay them as soon as possible, even if they may not be due yet. Hurricanes may interrupt phone service, causing you to miss payments and incur late fees. If you pay by mail, send payments as soon as possible. The U.S. Postal Service will not pick up mail within 24 hours of a hurricane strike. Make copies of all important insurance, legal, medical, and financial documents and store them in a safe, secure, and accessible location, such as a safe deposit box or a fireproof, waterproof safe. Include your insurance policy, inventory cards, and all other information. You may need quick access to these documents, and in the case of an evacuation, make sure to bring these records with you. You and your family members should create an evacuation plan and designate a meeting place in the event of a disaster. It is suggested that you establish 2 evacuation locations where your family will meet. Listen to the news on your TV or radio to receive emergency instructions from local authorities and to keep up with the current weather conditions. You should have a battery-operated radio available in case you lose power. Make sure to have extra batteries on hand. When you know a storm is headed your way, fill up your gas tank in case you must evacuate. It's not always easy to find an operating gas station as the storm approaches. You should also have an emergency supply kit at home and, if possible, one in your vehicle as well. Florida law does not require homeowners insurance, but most people want to insure the largest investment they ever make, their home. Depending on your home and which insurer you choose, you may obtain one of several homeowners insurance packages to cover your home and personal property. Normally, a homeowners insurance policy provides coverage for the following: the structure, the dwelling itself, other structures such as sheds and fences unattached from the main structure, personal property such as the contents of the structure, and sometimes personal property located elsewhere owned by you, and loss of use, also known as additional living expense or ALE. We will discuss more on coverage in the following slides. Another way to protect your home and receive possible insurance discounts is through mitigation. Mitigation refers to the effort to reduce loss of property by lessening the impact of disasters. It can be accomplished by using certain building materials, techniques, and tools that reduce damage to structures from a major hurricane. Admitted insurers, those regulated by the Office of Insurance Regulation, must offer its customers discounts for implementing these measures, as a way of encouraging Floridians to take preventative measures and increase the safety of their homes and businesses. Since October 1, 2005, all admitted insurers have been required to notify policyholders of mitigation credits available to them. The notice must be provided with the initial policy and again at each renewal. In order to receive mitigation credits, the insured must obtain a properly completed inspection form and submit it to their insurer. A list of the individuals that may complete the mitigation inspection form is listed at the Mitigation Notices, Inspection and Required Forms link below. The form may be used for up to 5 years with certain exceptions. Property coverage helps pay for damage caused by covered perils to your home, the contents of your home, and other personal belongings owned by you or your family members who live with you. In some cases, it can help to pay for damage to other structures such as tool sheds, detached garages, small boats, guest houses, and the contents. Your insurance agent or company can point out the items covered in the policy. Most policies provide limited coverage for some personal property such as cash, antiques, firearms, jewelry, furs, and electronics. You can normally obtain additional coverage to your insurance policy for these items for an additional premium. Most policies provide additional living expense, ALE coverage, that will pay some extra expenses if damage to your home prevents you from living there. Most policies also provide this coverage when a civil authority, such as a law enforcement agency or emergency management service, prohibits the use of a residence or access to a residence due to direct damage to neighboring homes by a covered threat. ALE covers expenses over and above normal expenses like the extra cost of eating out if you can't cook on your stove, temporary housing, telephone service transfers, relocation and storage, utility installation, and furniture rental for a temporary residence. Be sure to check your policy to find out what is specifically covered or excluded. Because policies vary, some additional factors should be considered when determining your coverage needs. Note that you cannot purchase insurance coverage when a tropical storm or hurricane watch or warning has been issued for any area within the state of Florida. This applies to new applications or requests to increase coverage. It is important to not wait until the last minute to buy a policy. The insurers will begin writing new coverage and increasing coverage after the watch or warnings have been lifted. The Florida Market Assistance Plan can offer help if you can't find coverage. FMAP's online services utilize a computer database that stores information on consumers seeking insurance coverage for their property located in Florida. The FMAP application matches those seeking insurance coverage with participating licensed Florida agents who may be able to write the requested insurance policy. The matching agent or insurers then calls the interested party seeking coverage to determine eligibility and provide an offer where applicable. For more information, call the Florida Market Assistance Program at 1-800-524-9023 or visit www.fmap.org. If you are having trouble finding coverage with a private company, the 2002 Florida Legislature merged the Florida Windstorm Underwriting Association and the Florida Residential Property and Casualty Joint Underwriting Association to form Citizens Property Insurance Corporation, which writes coverage for consumers who can't find it elsewhere. Citizens policies are sold by local insurance agents. If your agent hasn't been able to secure coverage for you in the voluntary market, they more than likely will discuss Citizens with you. For more information on Citizens, call 1-888-685-1555 or visit www.citizensfla.com. As we discussed earlier, most homeowners' policies have special limits for coverage on valuables such as cash, jewelry, silverware, guns, antiques, boats, and other items. Make sure to check your policy and contact your insurance agent or company with questions regarding coverage or to request additional coverage. This is another reason why it's important to keep a home inventory. It will help you realize the true value of your personal property. When you purchase coverage, you may insure your property and belongings for actual cash value or replacement cost. Replacement cost is the amount needed to replace or repair your damaged property. Actual cash value is the amount needed to replace or repair your damaged property less depreciation. Here's an example of how replacement cost and actual cash value coverage works. Let's say you purchased a new TV in 2013 for $700 and it was destroyed in 2015. If the settlement option available on your insurance policy is actual cash value, your insurer will pay an amount that reflects the current value of the TV, say $300. A policy that settles claims based on actual cash value will take into consideration the depreciation. A replacement cost policy will cover the cost to replace the TV with a new one of the same type, say $900. It is important to review your entire insurance policy and check your coverage limits. The value of your home and possessions may have increased during the past several years, or you may have made improvements or purchased expensive items. If you want to make policy changes, it is best to contact your agent before the start of hurricane season on June 1st. Typically, homeowners insurance policies exclude flood damage. It is important to protect yourself from devastating financial loss with flood insurance. From 2008 to 2012, the average residential flood claim amounted to more than $38,000, according to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. To obtain a flood policy, you can check with the agent who handles your homeowner's policy. You will need to discuss with the agent whether flood insurance is available in your community and for your property. Most flood insurance is regulated, and rates are promulgated by the federal government through the National Flood Insurance Program. The NFIP can be reached at 1-888-356-6329, or you can visit their website at www.floodsmart.gov. In some instances, you may have flood insurance added to your homeowner's policy by endorsement, or you may be able to secure flood insurance through the same insurance company that already provides your homeowner's coverage. The private industry policy must meet all the requirements of the policies issued by the federal government. It is important to note that flood coverage may involve a 30-day waiting period before the policy becomes effective, so it's imperative that you don't wait until the last minute. There may be exceptions if you have recently purchased the home or refinanced your home, but you should contact your agent to determine if this is the case. When you sustain damage to your home or property from a hurricane and the cost to repair exceeds your policy deductible, immediately report the property damage to your agent and insurance company, and they will schedule an evaluation by an adjuster. Be sure to make any emergency repairs necessary to prevent or reduce damage and document them by keeping all receipts as well as any photos or videos of the damage in a file. If an attempt is not made to prevent or reduce the damage, the insurer may deny payment for any additional damage that occurred due to the lack of temporary emergency repairs. Verify that your adjuster is licensed and be sure to write down their contact information with your claim number. Keep a record of the dates, times, names, and the notes about discussions with all people you talk to regarding the claim. Also, keep copies of any documents you sign. If you have questions regarding the claims process, please call the Department of Financial Services Consumer Helpline toll-free at 1-877-MY-FLCFO. That's 1-877-693-5236. In addition to verifying that your adjuster is licensed, it is also very important to stay vigilant and be on the lookout for possible insurance fraud. Insurance fraud costs each Florida family an additional $1,500 a year in increased premiums, according to the Coalition Against Insurance Fraud. If you suspect insurance fraud, please call the Insurance Fraud Hotline toll-free at 1-800-378-0445. It is also important to beware of fly-by-night repair businesses. Make sure to hire licensed and reputable service people, preferably from your community. Beware of anyone offering to help after a storm who wants cash only or a large payment up front. Before using a fast cash contractor, be certain you understand exactly what the services will cost and get all terms in writing. If a contractor is not willing to put all terms in writing and provide you with a written estimate or ask for a large deposit before the work begins, do not sign a contract or allow the individual to proceed with work to your home. If the contractor does not have proof of insurance, do not allow him or her to perform work on your home. If the contractor does not have workers' compensation insurance and they or one of their employees gets injured, you may be held liable. Verify with the Department of Financial Services Division of Workers' Compensation that the individual has workers' compensation coverage. You can call the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation at 850-487-1395 or visit www.myfloridalicense.com/dbpr to find out if a contractor is licensed, ask about the number of complaints they have received, or to file a complaint. We hope this presentation has helped you better prepare for a hurricane by learning about ways to protect your home, your finances, and your family. You can view informational brochures, consumer guides, and our on-demand video library with information on a variety of insurance and financial topics, including disaster preparedness. For more information on how to insure, secure, and recover from a disaster, please visit our Protect Your Home Base website. Also, you can call our consumer helpline with insurance questions at 1-877-MY-FLCFO or 1-877-693-5236.